Everyone is talking about AI agents and LLMs, but most people use them interchangeably, like they are the same thing. If you were just a casual user, that confusion is harmless. But if you are an engineer or a product builder, that confusion will cost you. An LLM is the model. An AI agent is the system built around that model. These are two fundamentally different architectural concepts. In this video, we are going to break down exactly what separates them, why it matters, and when to use each one.
A large language model is a reasoning engine. You give it an input, a prompt, some context, maybe a document, and it generates the best possible output. It is exceptional at one-step thinking tasks. Ask it to write an email, and it writes the email. Ask it to summarize a report, and it summarizes. Ask it to generate a Python function, and it generates it. But here is the critical limitation. The LLM exists in a vacuum. It can write the plan, but it cannot execute it. It has no hands to call external APIs, no persistent memory to track progress, and no ability to react when something goes wrong.
Therefore, we build agents. An AI agent starts exactly where the direct LLM call stops. Instead of giving the model a prompt for a single output, you give the agent a high-level goal. For example, instead of saying, write a reply to this support ticket, you say, resolve this ticket end to end. The agent does not just generate text. It reads the ticket, checks the order database, inspects the refund policy, decides the right course of action, calls the refund API, and then writes the final reply to the customer. If one step fails, it adapts. That is the power of wrapping the model in a system.
The engine behind every agent is what we call the ReAct loop, which stands for reason, act, and observe. When you give the agent a goal, the LLM first reasons about what to do next. Then the system acts by triggering a tool like a database search or an API call. Finally, the agent observes the result to determine the next step. If the tool returns an error, the agent reasons around it. If the result is incomplete, the loop continues. That loop is the fundamental difference between a chatbot response and an autonomous agent.
A basic LLM call needs exactly three things: an input, a model, and an output. But an agent needs far more components to operate effectively. It needs instructions, so the model understands its role and the rules it must follow. It needs tools, which are real Python functions and APIs that allow it to interact with databases, browsers, files, and external software. It needs state and memory, so it can remember what already happened across previous steps. And it needs guardrails, so that risky or irreversible actions can be validated, blocked, or escalated to a human. Therefore, an agent is not simply a smarter LLM. It is an LLM plus workflow control, tools, memory, and safety rules.
If the task is simple and the output itself is the final product, use a direct LLM call. Summarizing an article, classifying a ticket, generating a draft, these are all cases where one model call is enough. It is cheaper, faster, and far easier to test and debug. But if the task requires real-world interactions, multi-step reasoning, or adapting to unexpected results along the way, you need an agent. If the system must decide, act, observe, and continue operating until the goal is complete, you are in agent territory.
To summarize, the LLM is the engine, and the agent is the vehicle. The tools are the wheels, the memory is the fuel tank, and the orchestrator is the driver. Agents do not replace LLMs, they use them. The model answers, but the agent operates. As we move forward, the most powerful business systems will not be chat interfaces. They will be networks of autonomous agents running complete workflows in the background. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more deep dives into AI architecture and systems engineering.